And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I got the shirt. All right. Today I'm going to break one of my rules of reviewing. One of the rules I have of reviewing is I do not review prototypes. I only review finished products. I do paid previews for prototypes, but I mean, otherwise we'd always get prototypes and that's all we'd ever play. And most prototypes aren't as nearly as good as the final game. But I've made an exception. This is an exception, so do not start sending me prototypes. I made an exception for this game, which is in this brown box, but has final artwork, and the board was final artwork. Everything was pretty much final except some of the components, the card quality, and some other things. But today we're talking about Marvel Legendary, a deck building game about superheroes.
A lot like Ascension.
Yes. Shh. All right, let's take a look at it, and we'll be right back. Realize that everything I'm about to show you may or may not be final components, but it's awfully close. The artwork here itself is final. This is the way the board is going to be set up. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be picking a master villain to play against. You can play against the Red Skull, you can play against Loki, you can play against Magneto, or you can play against Doctor Doom. So I picked Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom will come with 4 cards that you have to put underneath him, because basically you beat the Mastermind 4 times, because as you know in comics, the first time you beat the Mastermind, he's really not dead, especially if his name's Mr. Sinister, then he shows up 155,000 times. Then you're going to build a hero deck. Now the hero deck is made up of 5 heroes, or it might be more, but it depends. And you have a different deck for each hero. So for example here, you can have Nick Fury, or you can have the White Queen, or you can have Thor, or you can have Deadpool, Captain America, Gambit, Iron Man, Hulk, Rogue, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Cyclops, Storm, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. Mostly Avengers and X-Men with a few, you got Spider-Man, you got to throw him in. And you'll take those together, those 5 decks that you pick of those heroes, and you're going to shuffle them together and build a hero deck over here. Then you're going to build a villain deck. Now the villain deck is made a little bit differently. It depends on the mastermind. For example, if you pick Doctor Doom, he always brings the Doom bots with him. But you're going to have a deck that's full of some henchmen. And so you look here at the henchmen, and I got Doombots, which I have to use with Doctor Doom. There's Sentinels, Hand Ninjas, and Savage Land mutants. But there's also going to be groups of bad guys that you put in. Maybe the Masters of Evil, or the Spider villains. You can see Doc Octopus and different cards here, or Skrulls, or the Radiation Team with Abomination and Leader, and the Asgards, Enemy of Asgards, or Juggernaut, the Brotherhood of Evil. And you're going to shuffle these cards that you pick, and however many you pick is based on how many players are in the game. And you're going to put them in the villain deck, but that's not it. You're also going to shuffle in some of these bystanders into that villain deck. And you're also going to shuffle in some scheme twists and some master strikes. Then each person's going to get a starting deck of cards that's made up of shield agents and shield troopers. Let's take a look at some of these cards real quick so that we can see some more focusing on them. Each card in the game has a cost to recruit it. These guys are ones you start with. They also have recruitment points. Think of this as money. So this guy has a recruitment power of 1, and this guy has an attack of 1 with a little claw through it. Now, as the game progresses, what you're going to be doing on your turn is you're going to be drawing 6 cards at the beginning of your turn, using those 6 cards to buy cards or fight enemies, and that's how you play the game. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get enough fighting power in your hand to fight off the bad guys. So you can see here that Doctor Doom is 9, so you need 9 fighting in your hand. Well, you're not going to be able to do that unless you recruit better cards in your hand. So in the headquarters, you will have different cards from the top of the heroes deck of the different heroes. So I'm just going to put some out here. Let's pretend that these are the heroes. There's always going to be 5 here. And so these are the cards that are available. Now the cards, some cards are better than others. You can see here that this card here for Iron Man is a 3 attack. Plus it gets me an extra attack if I play another card that has that icon on it. And that icon, you can see it's at the top of the card here. So if I can play 2 of these cards, and they're color coded, so that would be a black card basically, I would get a +1 for every other black card that I had played. So this could be 3, but it could be even more than that. while this Hulk card here is a 5 attack, and if I've played another green icon card, I will get another 5 attack. And so there's different cards that you can get. If you're not sure what to buy, you can always go over here and you can buy Marie Hill, who it costs 3, but she gives you 2 recruiting points. Now, you want to get more recruitment power in your deck so that you can buy bigger and better cards. However, as the game progresses, you're going to be, before each person's turn, you are going to turn over the top card of the villain deck. Now, if you turn over a villain, they come to the sewers. And if you don't do anything about them and another villain shows up, they will move. And they will keep moving from the sewers to the bank, to the rooftop, to the streets, to the bridge, and then they will escape if they're pushed out. And if they escape, then each player is going to, well, you have to KO one of these cards down here. See, normally you'll be discarding cards from your hand to your own special discard pile, and when your draw pile runs out, you shuffle your discard back into your draw pile. But when you KO someone, you put them here and they're gone forever. Okay, well, that's not maybe that big of a deal, but you do want to get rid of these guys. And so when it's your turn, after you turn over the bad guy, you will play cards and try to kill these people off. When you kill them, you'll take them and add them to a victory point pile. There's a really tiny number. I don't think I'll be able to focus on it. Oh, close enough. See that little tiny number there in red? That's how many victory points they're worth at the end of the game. Now, these Doombots are not that strong, so when they show up, you're not going to be worried too much. But other people would be stronger. For example, if Abomination shows up here, Abomination has an attack of 5, and if you fight him on the bridge, something happens. And each of these guys, when you fight them, have a special ability. If from the villain deck, the card you turn over is a bystander, they're captured by the first villain here. Ah! And if you fight that villain, you will free that bystander. Now, the other 2 cards that are in the villain's deck that will show up, and these are the cards that will annoy you the most, are a Master Strike and the Scheme Twist. When a Master Strike card comes up, we will look at our villain. You can see here, Master Strike, each player with exactly 6 cards in hand has to reveal a hero with a tech icon, or they put 2 cards from their hand on top of their deck. So every time a Master Strike comes up, something bad happens. But what could be even worse are the Scheme Twists. At the beginning of the game, you're going to pick one of these schemes. Like, for example, this scheme here is the Legacy Virus. Here's Superhero Civil War. Here, Unleash the Power of the Cosmic Cube. And each of these schemes has a different victory condition and a different loss condition. And when a scheme twist comes up, that something will happen. So, for example, here, this place replace Earth Leaders with Killbots. When a scheme twist comes up, I just stick that scheme twist over the card here, and now when bystanders come up, their power is equal to the number of scheme twists over that card. And if 5 of these Killbots, these people who I thought were civilians, if they escape, we lose the game. So we have to beat the Mastermind 4 times to win. We have to stop whatever this scheme has for its victory condition, or we'll lose. Sometimes the victory condition will be a whole bunch of the villains escaping. Other times it will be them escaping with bystanders. Other times there's like a counter, and when the 6th or 7th scheme twist shows up, you lose. So you will keep shuffling and putting your deck together as best as you could, making it more powerful till you beat this Mastermind 4 times. You can adjust the difficulty of the game by adding points, the strength to the Mastermind, or adding more villains and such. There's easy ways to manipulate it, but that's kind of a basic overview of how the game works. Alright, this game is definitely similar to Ascension, as Melody said at the beginning. And we played it, and as soon as we played it, I said, oh, you know, this seems similar to Ascension. But there are some differences, and enough differences. First of all, this game has actually really good artwork. Decent artwork, something Ascension does not have. And has a theme that I can get behind because I love superheroes.
And everyone works together.
Right, and it's cooperative, which there's a few other cooperative deck building games out there, but this is going to be the first big one, I think. And the first one that's going to attract people. One of the things that I thought was really neat was the storyline. You can have, in the box itself, there are 4 different villains. And then there are, I think, 8 different plots that can those villains. So that's 32 different combinations that you can have. And each one plays very differently. If you're trying to stop the Killbots from coming, you have to kill the innocent bystanders because they become Killbots. Or sometimes you're trying to stop people from escaping. Other times, dark portals are appearing, and if you don't stop them in time, then you lose. What do you think about the different scenarios and the different bad guys?
I liked that. I thought it was a lot of fun trying to fight the different bad guys. We played every single one and we won every single time too.
Yes, and one of the things is this game has, you can easily change the difficulty level. You can add 1 to the power of the main bad guy that you're trying to beat, and that would make a huge difference, really, in the game. And I would say many of the games that we've won like 1 turn before we lost, which makes them really exciting. What do you think of this game overall?
I really like this game. I'm pretty sure it'll be on my top 100 next year.
It might make my top 100 too. I cannot. We have just been playing this game.
You liked it so much.
Someone comes over. I know. I mean, granted, part of that's the theme, but I'm just so thrilled that the theme makes sense. And I like the variety, the 5 different heroes that you can use against the different villain groups. Every time I play, there's different combinations.
Yeah, that's what I like about the game. Trying to buy the different superheroes, trying to fight the different types of bad guys, trying to complete your quest thingy,
and
defeat the villain at the same time, trying to find a way how to either kill certain bad guys or hit the main bad guy in the face.
Right. And to me, I like that because as the game goes by, you start feeling pretty super. You start pulling out card combinations and things, and that's great. The hope, though, is that you can do it in time to stop the city from being destroyed or what have you. So, who's your favorite hero in the game so far?
I'm not sure. I think it might be Rogue.
Rogue for her. Hulk for me. I really like how he
Hulk
can get
and
pretty.
Rogue are my favorite.
Hulk is a pretty powerful. And I like fighting different villains. Loki is a pretty powerful bad guy.
And still fun to play.
I played all the different scenarios. I played this game a lot. And I just keep playing it and enjoying it more and more. If you will like this game if you like the Marvel Universe at all. You will like this if you like deck building games, although this one has a different feel. You will like this if you like cooperative games. This is a game that's going to do very well. And I'm already pumped about expansions. Give me more heroes. Give me more villains. Give me more plot
girls.
twists. More what?
More girl heroes.
All right, well, that's fine. And they have so much room to go and expand with this. For me, this is an Ascension killer. It really is. It's just, I mean, I like Ascension, but between the fact that I can play Ascension on my iPad and the fact that it's on my, this is such a cooler theme to me. I don't really care about recruiting people who look ugly to fight other people who look ugly. I love the fact that I can have Captain America and Cyclops, and Hulk and all these different people on my team. So, very excited about this game. Bring on the Fantastic Four expansion. And as soon as it comes out, you guys should get it.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!
That's right. Shut it.
There.